All right, welcome to Laguna Eye Capital's segment on insurance, the benefits and impacts of insurance. So, the importance of insurance is wealth protection and preventative care. Think now, thank yourself later. It's very important to keep up and hold on to wealth because nobody knows the unknown. So let's be preventative. Think now, thank ourselves later when a situation may arise. There are many different types of insurance. There's property, liability, and life insurance. That goes into many other classes, but some of the common of health insurance, auto insurance, homeowners and renters insurance, life insurance, and long-term disability insurance as well. The big boys. What are the big brands of insurance? You have Berkshire Hathaway, which owns Geico and many other insurance companies. United Healthcare, State Farm, Allstate, USAA Group, Metropolitan Group, or Met. These are different insurance companies that we recommend sticking to the bigger ones. There's auto insurance as well. What does this cover? Bodily injury liability, medical payments or personal injury protection, property damage liability, collision, comprehensive, uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. There's many other additional options, and different states mandate different types of insurance. Some might double in cost or require a minimum of $60,000 instead of $30,000 in coverage. Always reference your state minimums and work your way up from there. We also recommend not to do your state minimums because there's underinsured motorist coverage for a reason. When you crash into a Lamborghini or you crash into a Mercedes, that car alone is the cheapest one is $30,000 off the lot. And if your collision insurance is only $30,000, you're going to have to pay a whole lot more now. So we always recommend going a little bit above and beyond for the auto insurance. Life insurance. Insurance for those that you leave behind in case of a horrific event. 30% of individuals become disabled at some point in their life. Tip of advice: 10x your yearly salary. What does that mean? If you're making $100,000, we recommend going for a life insurance policy of $1 million and shop around. Different companies will offer you different rates, different deals, different packages. And life insurance isn't just about the funeral expenses. It's about the daily living expenses. Maybe you have a mortgage, you have outstanding loans, credit card debt, taxes that you'll owe, or future college costs for kids, for other individuals that are a part of your family. That's how important life insurance is. It covers all of the unknown, and typically is just a few percent of your salary a year for something that could happen at any time. A car crash, a freak accident, getting struck by lightning even. This is how important life insurance is. Insurance for those that you leave behind, knowing that they'll still be able to move on financially. Emotionally will be very hard, but financially they'll be able to move on and continue their daily lives. Next, there's long-term disability insurance. 25% of workers will become disabled or unable to work before they reach the age of retirement. This is an American statistic. 95% of disability accidents and illnesses are actually not work-related. They happen external to work. Employers typically offer short and long-term disability insurance, which pay out roughly 50 to 60% of your income and costs about 1 to 3% of your yearly salary. You might not think that disability insurance is worth it, but for 1 to 3%, thinking now and thanking yourself later in case if something were to happen where you have to file for disability. Next, we have homeowners and rental insurance, housing and rental protection. There's four types of insurances that are offered amongst, and those are dwelling coverage, other structure coverage, personal property coverage, liability coverage, and many more that can be added on top. So, what is dwelling coverage? Dwelling coverage helps to repair and build the house from a fire, wind, hail, lightning, whatever's to occur. Other structure coverage is the repair and replace. Maybe you have a shed, a detached garage, or some fencing, the structure of your house. Personal property coverage is furniture, electronics, clothing, and they can be reimbursed for the value of your loss in case if somebody decides to come in and rob you, if a tree falls over on your house and breaks all of your personal property, whatever the situation is. Liability is when accidents happen. You're able to help pay for costs for somebody getting injured if you're found liable for that. Coverages includes possibly the cost of repair, injured parts, loss of wages, legal expenses, and maybe the guest's medical bills that something were to happen to them and they were to have gotten injured within or on your property. This is homeowners insurance. And what is it covered? Provided by Allstate, because you're in good hands. Dwelling coverage, these are just an example. Other structure coverages, personal property, liability coverage. These are just things that you need to understand in order for you to move forward. How important having a $100 a month plan for homeowners insurance because you live in a very windy region and the wind blows your roof off, or for say your detached garage or a fence falls over because it's molded out on the bottom and just cracks and the structure of it falls apart. And personal property, your furniture, something happens, a house fire happens, all that can be reimbursed with your dwelling coverage, your personal property, and then eventually your liability coverage is the most important because you never know. Expect the unexpected, think now, and thank yourself later. Insurance, some of the most important things to have in the world.